Hello and welcome to my latest sketchbook tour. So before we even start, I want to make a small apology if you can hear any noise in the background. I have got 3 industrial dehumidifiers running in the next room because a few weeks ago we had a huge flood where the house was filled with boiling hot water. The hot water pipe burst, so we had to have that running 24/7 in the hopes of saving Christmas. So I really apologise if you can hear that. I'm really hoping the camera doesn't pick that up. But I really wanted to share with you, a few hours ago I finished my latest little sketchbook that I've been working on for quite some time now. I'm really pleased with a lot of the artwork in this sketchbook and I really wanted to share it with you. So here is the sketchbook. It is a smaller sketchbook than I usually go for. And this sketchbook is the Caddy Papers sketchbook. It is a watercolour sketchbook. This is their smooth. I will say that if you want to buy this sketchbook, the smooth is not smooth and the rough is very rough. So if you would normally go for say a knot cold press paper, this is the smooth one, is the one to go for. Usually the cover is this tan colour like it is on the back, but I've put some washi tapes and stickers that I got from Shein on the front of mine. Another little disclaimer before we start diving into this sketchbook is that I use my sketchbook to practice a lot of skills. I use it for fun. This is not a place where I do what I call my serious art, and with that in mind, there is some plagiarism in here where I have copied the artwork of other people. I will tell you when that crops up in my flip through, and there are some things in here that I'm not that impressed with, but this is the art process. I learn things from the process, things that I do in my sketchbook, and then apply them to my real art. So I think I've waffled on enough. Let's have a look inside. So the first thing is this huge thick sample of paper from Jackson's. When you make an order there, you can usually get a sample of their watercolour paper, and this tutorial is by a YouTuber called Kellogg's Loops. I've done this in my previous sketchbook. It's just a nice therapeutic little exercise to do, and it needed a home, so I stuck it on the back of the cover. This splodge here is me experimenting with my core watercolours when I first got them. I just wanted to have a little play around with those colours and see them bleed, because that's what they're really famous for, is their bleeding and spreading power. So that's just that. The next double page spread is a selection of animal eyes. So we have a snake eye over here, then we have, oh, come back, we've got a fish eye, which I've used silver watercolour paint on. Then we have a goat eye down here. And then finally, everyone says that this looks like an eagle or a bird eye, but it is supposed to be a tiger. Maybe it didn't turn out as good as the other ones, but I was just experimenting there with different types of eyes. The next page, we have a hairless cat that I just, sorry the lighting isn't the best, is it? But yeah, just wanted to have a play again. And this here is a print. This is a mono print of the primary school where I teach. Obviously, I'm not going to share the name of that school for the safety and safeguarding of the children that I work with. But I am a primary school teacher. That's my day job. And that's the little print that I created. These again are little samples. They came out of a little notebook, kind of like this one here. These Stonehenge ones that you can get again from Jackson's when you make an order. And I just did some wintry scenes on there, a bit of Bob Ross trees. And then I have this portrait. I can't remember where I found the reference from this. I usually use an app called Sketchy. But again, just playing around. Glitter in the background, because why not? Because this is not a serious sketchbook. This is a fun one. So you'll find a lot of glitter in this book. Then we have these mushrooms. This is just a picture that I found on Pinterest, and I had a go at drawing them for myself. And this person is a model from Sketchy. And I just wanted to make her look like an elf. Showing a little wink. Next double page spread. Ooh. So we have this eye. Again, just a Pinterest thing. I'm sure if you type in traditional eye tattoos, I think that's what I typed in to find this, and I was practicing my gold leafing. And then I have this little portrait here. Quite pleased with how this one turned out, to be honest. Quite enjoyed painting that one. Then I had a go at making my own watercolour palettes. So I using clay, so I had a look at different designs that I could do. So I was interested in this one here, the stained glass window. I did a pumpkin. Got all sorts on there. In the end I went for the coffin shape. It didn't turn out so great, but I had a go. And again, I don't know where, I think this is an Instagram image that I found. If I knew the name I would have credited them, but just know that this is not my original work. But again, I just wanted to play around with that shimmer and those colours. So I created that butterfly in there. Now this, I feel awful about this, because this is somebody who, this is heavily inspired by somebody else's artwork that I found on Etsy, and I was going to buy her prints of these pictures, and they sold out, so I had a little go at drawing them. Again, I've used my gold leaf down here and some pointillism. I don't know whether she used pointillism in her, but I like that. And then obviously she didn't have the glitter involved in hers, but it reminded me of the Michelangelo hands, the famous hands reaching out towards each other. And I cannot for the life of me find her Etsy shop, and if I do, I will link it below. But I desperately wanted these prints that she had, and she sold out, so I made my own. So yeah, not an original idea by any stretch. Tweaked a little bit, but yeah, very heavily her design. Then just a random skull. I think this was like a wolf skull or a bear skull. This image I hate. I do not like how it turned out. I think it looks odd. Proportions are off. Again, practicing my gold leafing, which did not go well on this particular drawing. These are all done with watercolour so far, by the way, and I'll let you know if it's anything alternative than that. Watercolour, and then these pointillism ones are with fine liner markers. Then I have this hare and moon. I did that for my mum. She's really into hares at the moment. And then this was an idea that I've actually done better. If you check out my Instagram or my Facebook, you'll see the final piece. But I did a quick sketch and played around with this ombre on a hare. I wanted to practice it in my sketchbook before I did it on the real thing. And the finished piece has the moon phases going across the sky, and is honestly one of my favourite paintings I've ever done. So yeah, check that out if you can. Then I got the Van Gogh pocket box of watercolour paint. So this is me just swatching them out, having a play, trying a gradient. Don't love these paints, they're fine. But yeah, I'm not in love. They're alright if you need to take them on the go. Next I have Ludo, who you might recognise from the film Labyrinth. So painted Ludo. Unfortunately the pages got stuck together and it printed a little bit. But then this is a YouTuber called Helen Anders, or Anderson. I think she goes by Helen Anders on here on YouTube. And I just love the top knot and the hair. So stole this from her Instagram. We'll link it down below. Next we have some more Polaroid style little things. I found these frames, wanted to play, so bash those out really quickly. Nothing spectacular there at all. And then I am a huge Lord of the Rings fan, especially the books. So I designed my own little hobbit hole, if I had my own. Yeah, just a bit of fun. Again, just this is a place where I go to relax and doodle and play and all that sort of stuff. In every sketchbook I think I've ever had, I've had some variation of these two. These are my like original little designs that I came up with, and I always try and improve them a little bit in each sketchbook. I think this one wasn't a Cyclops last time I did it. So yeah, I love those, and of course loads of glitter on there. This isn't very good. It was just a boredom thing. It's some Nordic Viking symbol. I don't know. You can tell I didn't use a compass like I normally would. Just a boredom thing. And then these are just little doodles. I did them in the car, so they're not great. This is supposed to be Meatloaf. Does not look like Meatloaf. He looks like some sort of mafia boss, but it's supposed to be Meatloaf. Why is it not focusing on Meatloaf? There we go. And this is me. Not a bad likeness, if I do say so myself. Nose is probably a little bit off, but the eyes in the mouth, pretty pleased with that, even if it was in the car. Then this guy is off that sketchy app I was talking about, just a free reference. Just playing with painting different types of skin, different types of features that I don't normally paint. Just having a play. And this picture here is my first time ever using gouache. So I just had a little go at playing with gouache, came up with this little unicorn nighttime, like, kind of like Twilight Sparkle, because why not? Then we have this. This is the front cover of a book called Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. I did the first book, Strange to Dream, in my last sketchbook, and this is the second book. Just a bit of a space filler really. And this is my second gouache painting. Feeling a little bit more confident, like I knew the medium a bit better. Again, the nose isn't quite right. But got some really good reviews from this one. And someone wanted to buy it, and unfortunately I had to say no because it's in the sketchbook and there was no way that I was going to be able to get it out safely. Then I was obsessed for a while with sort of traditional Indian wedding outfits and makeup and hair. I think it's so beautiful and glamorous. So yeah, bashed out a little bit of a line art thing there. And then another clown. Clearly I was into clowns at this point. Might have been when I went to see It Part 2. But yeah, there's my glittery clown. Sad clowns. Always sad clowns. I don't know why. Just what I do. Then this little bat. Just again a bit of a space filler. I think I painted something under here, hated it, covered the whole thing with silver, and then just needed something on top of the silver. And this here is a pet portrait. This is Rick. This is a dog that we nearly adopted. She was a Romanian street dog, and she was just, we tried fostering her for 6 weeks and she was just not domesticated whatsoever. Gave it our best shot, but we couldn't even stroke her or walk her. And we found somewhere that was, with the charity that we were working with, we found somewhere that had more open spaces where she wouldn't need to put a collar on or something to have her exercise. So we had to give her up, unfortunately, but we gave it our best shot, and I've got this to remember her always. This is when I bought some pencil crayons, the Faber-Castell, what are they called? Faber-Castell polychromos. These pencil crayons, polychromos. Not used them since not used pencil crayon at all since high school. So just playing around, Did this monarch butterfly and this little poison dart frog. Background is watercolour. This is playing with the watercolour pencils, just seeing what could happen. This is a portrait of a YouTuber called Julia Zelg. Just love the hair. Not my best portrait ever, but I tried, you know. Quite like the background, like the colours. Why not? I ordered something from this shop and just like the postcard. Then these are some more polychromos that I bought that weren't part of the set that they come with. And then these are the Daily Rowney Neon Glow acrylic paints. Do not buy them. They are the most atrocious, useless paints ever. They are disgusting. Please do not waste your money. These are the Pebeo High Viscosity Studio acrylic paints. I started doing some ceramic painting, making decorations for my niece and nephew, sort of like baby's first Christmas kind of thing. So I bought those and swatched them out. And then I found this little image on Pinterest of some Victorian tinct bottles with the poison logo. So I had a little go at drawing that. Didn't turn out great. Again, didn't use a ruler or anything. Probably would have been better if I did, but whatever. Lino Cutting. This is before I had the ink, so I tried it with the glue to do some foil, and then these are acrylic paints. Didn't turn out amazing because I didn't have the proper inks, but I had a little go. For my partner, I bought him a t-shirt from this company. They are called Lamort Clothing. They're a little indie brand. They're amazing. All their artwork is their own that they've come up with, and then they print into t-shirts. And when I received the order, I had this postcard, so I just sat in front of the TV and replicated it. Thought it was really cool. Why not? These are, the next couple of pages are really old drawings that I did. I had a sketchbook, and unfortunately during the flood it got damaged, so I just salvaged what bits I could from it. So these I did probably 10 years ago now. But some death head moths. And then we have St. Ives Lighthouse. It's from the same sketchbook. We have this little thing, don't know. I took apart some cameras and I built this out of the parts of the camera and then drew him. Back in college. And I have this little thing, some eyes. This here is completely stolen, not gonna lie. This is a tattoo design done by Cass Tattoos on Instagram. That's CAS Tattoos. I went to uni with her. We both did our art degree at the same uni, and I loved this tattoo design that she put on a flash sheet and just wanted to draw it, so I did. But yeah, not taking credit for the idea at all. It's all her. But I did come up with this little dude here. This was me trying to sort of replicate that style. I don't typically use line art in my artwork, so it's very different, her style and mine. So just wanted to have a play around with that. Then we have this little thing. Again, just sometimes I sit down with my sketchbook and I just want to make something, and this is what happens when that happens. And then again, playing with my pencil crayons, I did this little fox face. Quite pleased with how he turned out. Next we have, for my birthday, I got some Posca pens and some more polychromos, filling in some gaps. And I also got the FW Shimmering Gold ink, so that's that there. So I swatched all those out. And some Instagram model, just drew her in there. Then this is when I did get the proper lino printing ink. So made a snowflake stamp and a little forest scene. And then this was my design that I did for my Christmas cards this year. So if you know me and I've sent you a card, this is what you're getting. Not bad for a first attempt, I don't think. And then I had a spare card, so I just cut the fox out and put him there. I thought it's cute. And this is another gouache painting. This is Halloween week now. So I did Frankenstein's monster in gouache, kind of pop arty, bit of fun. Playing with those Poscas, wrote the word creep. Again, typography is not really something that I do, but I had to go. And then Bride of Frankenstein, just because Frankenstein's monster was getting lonely in the sketchbook, so I made him a bride. Just another sitting in front of the TV doodle. Used that FW shimmering gold ink in the white parts, just for a bit of fun, nothing special. And then this is Romy. This is my dog that I have adopted, that we've had a very successful adoption with. So I painted her in the sketchbook. She is a little angel, best thing ever, one of the best things to ever happen to me. I love her to bits. This, I have been reading Letters from Father Christmas, which is a J.R. Tolkien book. They are genuine letters that he sent to his children as Father Christmas, and this is the stamp on the front cover, which I thought was whimsical and adorable, and I needed to fill this page, so I copied the stamp in his style. I absolutely think it just captures childlike awe. It's a brilliant book if you want to read it, adult or child. It is magical. And then you can tell what time of year I was painting these. We have a little reindeer, a little frosty scene there. The next page, this is like very near the end of the book, and I just wanted to fill the sketchbook, so I tried to paint the Northern Lights. Obviously there's a lot of glitter on there. Northern Lights with glitter and trees and snow, or maybe the stars, I don't know. But yeah, that's just a little double page spread. Little Posca drawing. Again, I bashed this out probably an hour before I filmed this video. It is not good, but it was the last page of the sketchbook and I just wanted to be done with it. These have been done at various times, just making a mess at the back of the book. Painted some roses. This is when I got some new paints and just wanted to play with them. Obviously had a lot of different paints to play with. These are the Finetec or the Finitec pearlescent colours. Swatch those out in the back, and then again just some mess at the back pages, but that is my sketchbook close. So I really hope you enjoyed that. I have loved making the sketchbook. I really recommend it. It's lovely paper, it's cotton paper, and it's the perfect size to just doodle. So yeah, I really hope you like that. Please let me know what your favorite piece in my sketchbook is. Feed my ego, or tell me what your least favorite piece is. That is fine too. But I hope you all have a magical Christmas, and hopefully I will have another video for you in the new year. Bye.